everyone, and welcome back to the first semifinal round of the day. Burgundy going up against Mantooth, and of course, everybody knows the face is off limits in this brawl here. Up against this is going to be a best of one elimination arena match. Zeus, Ares, Chang'e, and Mercury are off the table, but Kronos, who was so effective last game, gets picked up first.
Looks like everyone's kind of agreed on what the bans are supposed to be, because we have literally the exact same bans in the exact same order as we saw in the first game, and we're seeing a lot of the same picks coming out as well. Like you said, Kronos did so much work last game, just absolutely devastating with the damage he was able to deal in a less than half-hour long game. Flipping back over here, we see Ao Kwong. Ao Kwong, a great pusher, but looks like he might get swapped out for Tier. Both equally powerful in Assault. Arena. Both very strong. Both have their own pros and cons of what they do. And Bacchus is going to get locked in as a support tank as well. Bacchus generally favored as one of the better, actual tanks. Not, I have an ultimate that makes everyone sit on one spot to die. But as a real tank, just because of his mobility and his more area-styled effects.
You know, I like Bacchus in Arena just because that drunk state is incredibly strong. It is so powerful in teamfights. His ability to initiate is also very, very strong. I think Bacchus really shines in Arena setting just because he is a short range, high disruption, very, very annoying person. And then, as we saw in the last match, kills are so important, teamfights are so important. That's all that he is good at for now, and that's all he's going to need to do here. Xbalanque and Ao Kwong being picked up yet again. Kronos seem to be the first pick here, so 1, 2, 3 across the left side of the screen for Burgundy. Hebo selected for Mantooth to see what they want to go with after that. Tosta has an opportunity to pick something up here. Now the question, there's a lot of unknowns in Arena. I think a lot of people don't play it enough. There's not really a competitive scene at the highest level. There is League for it, so people are kind of competing at that, and I don't really know a whole lot about it, I have to confess, but Is it better to go for carries? Is it better to go for tanks? Is it better to go for mages? That's the question. And I think every team has their own strategy.
Yeah, that's kind of the cool thing about arenas. It's much less set in stone, and since there's a lot less action that goes down in arena, it's a lot more flexible. Like you said, you can try a lot more different strategies, a lot more different ways to try and build up here. As you see Hebo and Ra getting locked in, double just powerful bursty mages. And now we see Hades. Hades is the one god that I'm surprised to see ever make it through a picking and banning stage in Arena. I don't understand how Hades, maybe it's just, again, I don't know that much about Arena. I don't focus that heavily on it. I don't know how Hades ever gets through literally anything in Arena. Because everything he does is AoE. He's got the AoE silence, the AoE fear, AoE group heals, and of course, his ultimate. I don't even need to elaborate on that. The Hades ultimate in a game that is literally constant team fights. What more could you ask for?
He is a character. I'm actually going to see, is that a legendary down there? It looks like it is a legendary Hades being picked up here by the Specus. So he's pretty comfortable in that situation. I think he's pretty happy with the choice that is available. Of course, no one's really going to complain about a Hades pickup. And you have the initiation, you have the silence. And I think if he's legendary, he's got to know how to use that silence effectory, that number 2, the Shroud of Darkness. Hunbat's going to be selected last for Mantooth. This is a character that, he's interesting. He doesn't really see a whole lot of play in the competitive scene for Conquest right now, just because he's more of a momentum-based character, and sometimes he falls behind. He really can't contribute to the mid and late game unless he has enough farm to do it, but in Arena, he's going to get that farm regardless, and then the ultimate is very, very powerful, especially in combination with other ultimates that allow him to be pushed up against a wall, and there's plenty of walls in Arena where it allows him to use that fear for its full duration, so I think Hunbat is actually a pretty good pick here.
It's going to be interesting, because he's definitely not going to be as effective as he would be in, say, a jungle fight or a fight at Fire Giant or Gold Fury. With a big open arena, yeah, there's walls, but I feel like it's going to be more difficult to get maximum effectiveness out of a Hunbat's ultimate, because fights in arena tend to be so spread out, and a lot of times go literally from one end of the arena to the other. Base to base, these team fights can spread one side of the buffs to the other. I don't know if it's going to be as effective as it would be in a Conquest game, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out pretty soon here as the time is on the top is ticking down. We see a spectator delayed slip through, so we're going to cut through a brief break, guys. It's going to be the first semifinal round of the day, Burgundy up against Mantooth. A very strong matchup, and both these teams are competing to go to the end. Of course, the finals is still a best of 3. We will compete for gems today. The same setup as our Code Green, except today we're doing Arena, and a lot of fun to be had. Very, very exciting matches, and it all comes down to the very end, so don't miss a single minute of it. We'll be right back. When the match is ready to go, it will be up on screen. Stick around. Hey, everyone, and welcome back to semi-final round. Burgundy up against Mantooth in the arena. They're ready to go. They're going to the left side. They're picking up the buffs already. What are we expecting to see here, Squidish?
Well, right now, I'm not 100% positive. We got the Hades on one side. We got the Hades on Burgundy, with the Ao Kuang ultimate there to combo up on it, and just Hercules and Kronos and Xbalanque able to deal tons of damage in, while people are stuck in the Hades ult. On the other team, we've got the Humbot's ult for their control, the opposite of the Hades ult, combined with the possibility of Hebo ultimates, Raw ultimates, and Tier coming in and just scooping people up with Fearless as they leave the radius of the Fear No Evil totem. So both teams have got a lot of synergy available. It's just going to come down to who can apply it better.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out. Of course, you do have the legendary Hades, so you got to expect that he knows the character pretty well. So we'll see if he has some good initiations. Level 5 already for Burgundy. They got to go right now. Not level 5s there on Mantooth. They have 2 level 5s, 3 level 4s. This is their opportunity to initiate. And that's the key aspect there, actually, all 5 now on Mantooth. If they went a little bit sooner, they would have been able to pick that one up. Initiation comes out from the Tier. There goes the Hades as well. Hades' ultimate kind of kick him out there as the beads get popped. Humbot's has his ultimate available. The stun's going to come through as well. The burst damage coming out on top of it. Hebo coming out. Xbalanque, Ao Kuang ultimate coming out. Not going to hit anyone there. As Xbalanque backs off here, Ao Kuang at half HP. Bach is going for the bells. Does he have it? He's going to get the stun there. Belly flop is available if he wants to use it. He also has his ultimate. But not a whole lot of commitment here from either team.
Mantooth did get forced back into their base, though. I mean, there were no kills there, but Tier got focused, pushed back. The ultimates came out, and an entire wave got into Mantooth's portal. As you can see, the ticket difference is already quite large here because of that full wave into the portal. It's a 20 ticket difference. That's pretty massive just to start off.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, we saw in the last match, it was anywhere from 5 to 10 at any point in the game. In fact, it came down to that. But this big of a lead this early on is incredible. Burgundy getting those minions down as quickly as possibly can. Of course, you don't see any deaths just yet. But the focus on the mechanics of the game is so important. It's something you'll see in all kinds of game modes: Assault, Domination, and Domination Arena especially, where the game mode mechanics can win the game on their own. Focusing on those over the kills will often just get you a victory without you even have to fight anyone.
It absolutely can, especially when minions directly correlate to the score of a game. Now we see Burgundy getting pushed back a little bit. They've got their minion wave advancing. They've pushed it far enough away that it's not even running into the enemy minion wave. But with gods like Ra and Hebo on Team Mantooth, they've got no problem clearing this waves themselves. Here comes the Fear No Evil out from Humbot's, but it only lands a couple ticks on Ao Kuang before he's able to get away. Intoxicate doing a ton of damage. The Ao Kuang ultimate's a complete miss again, and they're going to be able to finish him off. Rada's going to take it down in the background, and now Tier's in a lot of trouble. Drops his fist to the gods. The stop time is going to whiff, as well as the Earthbreaker pull, and he's going to be able to Justice Dunk away to freedom there, escaping that one. What ends up being a 1-for-1 trade. Ao Kuang getting focused down on one side of the map and Raw on the other.
Tier already picking up Fist of the Gods as well as the Blink, going to jump in there trying to get a stun and then go right into the juggle to bring him back to his team. At this point, we're going to see 446 to 428. Burgundy very much in the lead now, about 20 ticket lead at the 3.5 minute mark. That is a substantial lead. They even had a little bit of a gold lead as well. Boots finished off for Kronos and Ao Kuang. A Blink available for Ao Kuang. They're trying to finish that one off if he wants to go into combat Blink and keep himself safe. But again, with the whole idea of Arena, you don't have a lot of time to work with, so those long cooldown actives sometimes help, sometimes don't.
It's about whether you can apply them to make it, worth your time, really. I guess the beads is a good pickup against the Tier Fearless. If there's just one situation you're hoping to get yourself out of, it can be helpful, but you gotta realize that, say you do pick up beads for hypothetically Tier's Fearless or for Bacchus and Toxic or whatever, they can just realize who's used their beads already, especially with these tier 1 beads and their massive cooldowns. Realize who's already used it and who's going to be vulnerable and just focus them again with the same attack later. Even an ultimate's cooldown is much shorter than beads. Now we have initiation by the buff cap here. Xbalanque uses his Rising Jaguar to get out. The Intoxicate comes down. There is the Fear No Evil, and Xbalanque is almost certainly going to go down. But will he get away from this? Tier gets blocked by Kronos. The Hades ultimate's actually going to catch 3 members here. Down goes Humbot's and Bacchus. He managed to get away. Xbalanque with a sliver of health. Now Hebo's in a lot of trouble. They're trying to rotate to pick him up here. Will Hercules be able to catch him is the question. The Rock catches him in the back on the way out, and that's a 4-for-0 pickup. That is another 20-ticket advantage on the board.
An incredible play by Hades, catching them right at the mid part of that team fight, where all the cooldowns had been used. The CC immunity was gone, everything was away. Humbot's going to steal away a buff with that Sacred Monkey. A very, very smart play. And of course, the Rock from Hercules is going to snipe out Hebo. So at this point, 416 to 382, Burgundy is in complete control of this match. And of course, like you mentioned the last match, Squiddish, it can come down to a 10-ticket difference, where of course the big minion is the only one that influences the score overall, and it can bounce out then. But it can, Mantooth is so far behind right now, they have to be careful about how many kills they give up and how much control they have over the minions. They can't really keep losing tickets like this because they're already 40 tickets behind at the 5.5-minute mark. Burgundy is looking really sharp.
A 40-ticket advantage is large, but I mean, at Dia's side, if you manage to get in there, get a great combo on your ultimates and do cleanup crew and pick up a 5-pro, that's 25 tickets. That's over half of this deficit. But a full cleanup crew 5-man wipe is only half of the deficit right now. So it's definitely not insurmountable, but it's going to be a challenge for them to come back from this. Here come the blinks. There is the Fear No Evil Beast. He's popped by Ao Kuang. He's able to avoid that one, just taking a little tiny bit of damage there. Humbot's forced to jump out almost immediately and lands in the Hades ultimate. He will most certainly die. There's the Ao Kuang landing on 3 members. Intoxicate coming out, but not doing that much damage. The Rock from Hercules is going to almost assure they're going to be able to pick up Bacchus. Now, Hebo's cut out as well in the backline here. Xbalanque trying to follow him down, trying to finish up this kill. One more auto attack will do it. If he can land, or stop time. If you can't land an auto attack, stop time will get it too. Justice Stunt coming out from Tier. He's able to pick up Kuang with the Fearless, and down goes Ao Kuang. So far, a 2-for-1 trade. That's still a 5-ticket advantage.
Great turnaround, but again, they're still behind. Mantooth needs to be able to pick up some more kills. Ao Kuang was picked up there by Tier at the very end, and that was more just Ao Kuang being too far forward when he needed not to be. At the same time, Tier recognized it and picked it up. So I mean, at this point, Mantooth seems like they're showing signs of life, but Burgundy is still 384 to 334 in the ticket department, 7 minutes into this match. It's going to be a very, very tough uphill battle for them. You can see the Rod already being picked up here by the Kronos, and once that finishes off, as we saw in the last match, Kronos is incredibly damaging. Now look at this second tab here. Damage output from the Kronos is actually quite low. 1,700 damage dealt by the Kronos. Xbalanque actually at 4,800 damage. That's going to be the highest in the game right now. An incredible amount to be dealt out just by a Hunter this early on. Initiation comes out there on top of Xbalanque, forcing him forward. And I think if they recognize the damage output he's putting through, they can finish him off here. The body block from Hercules will kill the Xbalanque, unfortunately enough. And now Hades forced to back off. The Ao Kuang not going to hit anyone as Ao Kuang by himself. Belly flop, belch of the gods. Water spout coming out here. Water cannon will finish him off. And now Hercules by himself. There is the Fearless going to get stopped by the Xbalanque ultimate. Great rotation there. Now 2 players dead from Burgundy. They're forcing back Mantooth as Hebo's getting in the backside. Can he get a kill? Crushing Wave comes through. Does he have enough damage? He's not going to get the Hades. Is he going to get the Kronos? He's going to go for the Water spout. Can he get it in time? He will pick up the Kronos. And now Xbalanque and Hercules are going to get rotated on by Hebo.
His fight continues as Bacchus drops very low, so does Tier. Xbalanque trying to finish off the kill on this tip, but he's very low in health and mana. Bacchus actually jumps back in to get the kill on Xbalanque, but Hades is going to respond by taking down Bacchus as well. And now they're trying to collapse on this Hebo. This Hebo's very low health, he doesn't have his ultimate available, but the Atlas of the Yellow River is going to get him out of there safely. That's such a good escape mechanic, even if it's not a quick dash. A speed boost that slows down anyone trying to follow you. At the end of that, so many kills going down on both sides. That engagement just seems to have gone on a little bit too long. Had Mantooth pulled out and cut that one early, they could have had a 3-for-0 exchange, but ended up going 3-for-2, giving 2 kills to Burgundy at the end there. So any ticket gain they got from that fight was almost entirely negated.
Hades going to force back Hebo from the jungle here, picking up buffs already. 330 to 290. Looks like we're still going to be sitting at a 40-ticket lead for Burgundy. That's a tough one to clear out for Mantooth. They're going to clear out these minions in the mid lane, looking for an optimal mid lane for the arena map, which is the mid lane of this entire engagement here. So Burgundy going to be taking a strong lead right now, 9 minutes, 10 seconds into this match. Looking at the atomization, actually just hold on for that as Bacchus jumps in there. The stun coming out from the Kronos. Xbalanque might be caught out here by Tier, but he's not going to go for it. Actually, go for Hercules of all players. The raw heals on the ground. There's a slow from Divine Blessing. Xbalanque ultimate is on the ground as well, looking for the Hebo. Humbot's on the jumps away. He's very low. Tornado's going to finish him off in the backside, and now going after Ao Kuang is the Bacchus. Does he have an Intoxicate? He actually already used this one, and now Hades is here. Does he have an ultimate? Looks like he does not yet, but it should be coming up as soon as he used it pretty recently. Polynomicon picked up by Ao Kuang while he's going back to the base, and Hercules kind of hanging out in the left side.
Xbalanque in a very bad spot. That Fearless is a certainly dead Xbalanque right there. That power cleave doing more than enough to finish him off. As they try to get this Bacchus, they want his Bacchus so badly. Driving Strike coming out, Bacchus jumps away over the Time Rift, and Hercules is actually going to throw his rock at this. Not even enough to kill the Bacchus. Throws his rock and doesn't get a kill in return. Ao Kuang pushing and wants to finish this, but is going to get caught by the Hebo. Almost actually able to take him down with a Squall there, but again, not quite enough. They want this Bacchus to drop so badly.
Jumping in on top, Ao Kuang, Fearless, Cleave coming out here. Do they have enough? The Blink's going to come out, but actually Humbots catches him as he does so. He blinked into an overhead smash from Humbots. That's got to be very demoralizing if you're Ao Kuang at this point. But looks like they're going to get a kill there for Mantooth. Another shining ray of hope, pun intended, as they do have a Ra on their team. Going on top, Xbalanque's going to dash away here as soon as he pauses can. The Searing Pain not going to land, but Humbots ultimate, as well as the Hebo, will crush Xbalanque. That's 2 kills so far. They're starting to clear that gap. Driving Strike on Humbots, forcing him away. Hades jumping here. Does he have an ultimate? He's trying to catch as many players as he possibly can. Box goes in. Intoxicates out. Here goes a crushing wave from Hebo. Rewind's not going to make it, and now they have all of the players caught together on the Hades, but no follow-up. Thermite Monkey in a lot of trouble. Water Spout, Water Canyon is going to be enough to finish off Xbalanque yet again. That's 4 kills so far. They're pushing it forward. Mantooth is on the rise right now. They're crushing down everyone from Burgundy, even though they're respawning, and Xbalanque, after dying twice, is back on the field for more.
They are doing such a good job of shutting down the Xbalanque, which is absolutely what they need to do, because a well-played Xbalanque in an arena setting is just a monster. It's a hunter with nothing but giant cone abilities. Like, just let that sink in for a second. If you haven't accepted our Lord and Savior Xbalanque in arena, let the damage numbers tell you the story. As with 4 deaths, 5 deaths actually, being turbo focused down in every engagement, he's put out over 13 grand. No one else has even broken 10 yet. No one else has even broken 9 yet. He is doing so much damage. They're doing a great job to focus him down.
Creeping Curse coming out there from the Hades, slowing down the players. His Earthbreaker Driving Strike is available. Bacchus goes for the belly flop. Does he have a Belch? The Gods is going to come out here. Tyr comes in. Does he have the Cleave Fearless combination? There's a burst damage on Kronos, and he gets melted. Alcohol Ultimate doing some work. Fear No Evil comes out as well. Hades in a lot of trouble. Going to go for the Silence. Hades Ultimate as well. Humbot's going to jump away. Crushing Wave. They're going to get the Hades. No, he's going to evade it there. He's going to evade 2 attacks, but he's going to live. I can't even talk. I'm so excited. Tyr comes in, dives the Griffin, and take a lot of damage there. The Bulwark of Hope will pop and keep him safe for the time being. Stun comes out on top of the Bacchus. Does he have a time rep? There's the tornado, not going to land, surprisingly enough, as Hebo turns around for some damage. But at this point, surprisingly enough, after a 40-ticket lead, the game is tied. In fact, 4-ticket lead right now for Mantooth.
And this is coming back so hard right now. Mantooth, I cannot believe they have managed to come back up and almost close this gap. With minion waves even right now, they're down by 6 tickets. So that's basically nothing at this point. That's a little bit of last hitting effectiveness that will catch them up right there. Right now, Burgundy needs to stop focusing Bacchus. Bacchus is currently the world's most effective tank because everyone on Burgundy is dead set on ignoring everything and trying to kill Bacchus, and I cannot figure out why. Fear from Hades coming out, going to interrupt the Belch of the Gods and prevent any stuns from coming out or any follow-up damage. He does have Intoxicate, so he could potentially have done a really good initiation for his team. So that's a good silence by the Hades.
And it forces away here. Burgundy back in the lead on 195 to 188. Again, this is just a focus on the minions. Initiate comes out the Kronos on top of that. There goes the Cleave. There's the Fist of Gods as well. The burst damage. Kronos down already. And now Xbalanque being forced down in the mid here. Crushing Wave not going to land. Hades ultimate. Good. Hercules Rock is going to be enough. It's going to finish off the Raw. 1-for-1 trade. Creeping Curse going after it. Now we see Tyr be in the backside, brawling with Hercules, but he doesn't have a whole lot of damage output without his Rock. Hades is here as well, but they need the follow-up. Ao Kuang and Xbalanque, Kronos all need to be there. Overall, 1-for-1 trade. Burgundy still in the lead right now, 182 to 177 at the 14-minute mark, but it's starting to tick down to that last little leg of the arena. The itemization's picking up here. Looks like there's going to be a pretty even gold swing. No one pulling ahead here at all, but again, I mean, looking at the damage charts, you're going to see the damage output going to be pretty hefty from Hercules. Actually, 17,000 from Hercules. He's dropping numbers.
That's Xbalanque, but close. Hercules is doing a lot of damage, though. I mean, Hercules is up to about 7k now. So, considering he's going straight tank mode, that's a lot of damage coming out. Kronos gets focused down again. They are determined to shut down this Kronos and this Xbalanque. They just want to kill the primary sources of damage. Even though Ao Kuang's put out 10.5k. I mean, behind Xbalanque, Ao Kuang is the next big damage contributor so far. And now they're going for that as Bacchus goes in trying to put him down. Hades is up, just holding everyone back, being a man tank, standing in front of the Humbots and the Hebo, just stopping them from being able to engage and finish off this Ao Kuang. Now, the Belster God's coming out stunning. Only Hercules, though. No real damage to follow up, and looks like they're just going to try and disengage.
Yeah, they're doing exactly that. They really don't want to force anything. Of course, the base is right there. There's no real downside to going back, picking up your items, healing yourself up, getting that mana pool refreshed, and then coming out and trying to win a big team fight. Mantooth, again, is in the lead right now. Actually, nope. It's tied up. I mean, it keeps going back and forth depending on how the minions die. 144 to 141. And, you know, they used to be at a 40-ticket disadvantage. So Mantooth has shown the propensity to win out large engagements and get those tickets down quickly. So Mantooth isn't out yet. In fact, they're in the lead right now. But Burgundy did get that strong lead in the beginning. So we have a pretty strong matchup from both these teams. A lot of strength on both sides. And the damage output is very strong. And I think if either team starts to put together and go for the right people at the right time, they can easily win a victory here. Humbot's ultimate, get 3 players there. Now go to Kronos. Kronos goes down yet again with a Searing Pain. Alcohol ultimate through. Hades ultimate going to keep them in place, and Humbot's barely escapes. So here comes the Hercules Rock, forcing them away. Bacchus going after this. Does Xbalanque have enough damage? There's the darts. A few more shots will do it. Bacchus getting pretty low here. He's going to get it. And now it's a 1-for-1 trade so far, but everyone's so low. Squiddish. There's a dash going down. Xbalanque dies, and there goes Ao Kuang. A 3-for-1 exchange. Hebo dies in the meantime, actually going very close to the Griffin. The respawns are coming out right now, but Mantooth is ahead 13 tickets.
Well, let's see when they clear this wave and everything evens out here what exactly the numbers are at, but I think Mantooth may have made up a bit of their difference there. Yeah, they are actually in the lead with the minion waves evened out by, it looks like, 6 tickets after that last Archer dies. 6, actually, they didn't last hit it, so still going to be 7 tickets. Bacchus going in, trying to get an engagement here. Ao Kuang taking a lot of burst damage. He's dropped down to about a quarter almost instantly. Bacchus trying to run him down. Humbot's looking for an opportunity to finish the kill, but he can't get in there to finish off that Ao Kuang. He's going to be able to get away, unfortunately, for Mantooth. And now we're looking for the re-engage. We're looking for Burgundy to push back in here. They want to make something happen. Xbalanque is going to go over and drop the blue buff. Looks like he's just going to pick it up there. And Hades is just holding the line alone by himself right now.
Yeah, he is, and he's pretty happy to do so. I mean, he has Sovereignty, Bulwark of Hope, Breastplate of Valor, has the Void Stone, as well as those Greaves, so he's pretty well set to do so. But of course, I mean, with 5 players sticking around, as those who have, even who play Conquest know, if 5 people show up all at once, they can burn down even the tankiest of targets, so it's pretty careful here. And of course, 92 to 85, it's winding down. All mistakes now count for so much. They have to be really careful with how this momentum swings, because one big mistake can turn the whole game around for either team here. So they're going to be pretty careful with how they engage. Of course, they're looking for opportunity to jump in here. Both teams are. Tier has his blink available. You see him blinking. There's the blink on top of Xbalanque. He's going to dash right away and avoid it. A good stun from the Kronos. Humbot's ultimate not going to do a whole lot. A great Hades ultimate can force them all to use their CC immunity to get out of that one. Xbalanque ultimate on the back end. Now going after Ao Kuang. Ao Kuang dropping really low here. Dash from the Tier is going to finish him off on the backside. And now it's a 1-for-0 exchange so far. Hebo's going to finish off Xbalanque. 2-for-0. Humbot's going after the Kronos. Kronos actually did not die first this time. Bacchus belly flop not going to land. Attack coming out from the Tier. There goes the Kronos. Going to go inside of the well. Searing Pain not going to land. The juggle coming out from Tier as well. Driving Strike into the Griffin. No one going down just yet. People are escaping towards their base for Burgundy. But again, a 53 to 83 ticket lead for Mantooth right now. It's looking very, very good as they go down towards the lower numbers.
They've built themselves up a very powerful advantage here. Now with the 20-ticket advantage they were once looking down the barrel of, they have control of, as they got a couple minutes into the portal during that engagement as well. Really, right now, what these fights are coming down to is that Mantooth is doing a much better job of focusing the high-priority targets than Team Burgundy is. Burgundy still looks like they're trying to go in on Bacchus and Tier. Mantooth is doing that. They're saying, hey, look, it's Xbalanque, Tier blink in, carry, insta-kill. Now, Xbalanque's dead. This team couldn't respond, they couldn't react to that, they couldn't do anything. And now, at least for a couple seconds, if they were to engage, they'd be looking at a 4v5 situation without their primary source of damage. Now, Humbots is going to go in. They've seen another target here. Hercules, although he's very tanky, was very isolated by himself, and now the fight has moved here, so I'm sure you'll see the focus rotate over to Ao Kwang, who manages to just barely blink away, but Homebots and Tyr get mobbed up in the backside. They may have committed a little bit too hard to that Hercules, and Ao Kwang gets sniped through the wall of the base inside his own well. Ra is not content to let that one get away, and Xbalanque is not content to let this Bacchus get away, but there's nothing he can really do to finish up that kill, unfortunately. Just doesn't quite have the damage to push down that Bacchus.
38-23, we're coming pretty close to that zone where the kills become all that matters. We're getting very, very low down to the count here at the 19-minute and 45-second mark, and now both teams are on high alert. They want to make sure that this next engagement is perfect. As you see, Burgundy only has about 4 kills left before they're gone. Mantooth, at the same time, has about 6, so they're doing much, much better here. As far as the tickets go, Burgundy down to 2 kills, 5 kills for Mantooth. They're going in on top of this one. Tier's getting caught out here, taking a lot of damage. Now going away. Xbalanque might get sniped out, getting pretty low. Ra looks like he wants to go for it. He's going to actually miss it there on the back end, and Xbalanque's going to avoid it. And now 9-24 again, 2 kill differential. Burgundy is pretty low here. If they die twice, they will lose this match. Now Chronos getting caught out. Do they have the damage? They're jumping in. Alcohol coming through. Not going to finish one. It's actually that Hebo. Now 12-3. The kill coming out. One more death on Burgundy will be enough to finish this map. Give it up in chat, folks. It's getting closer and closer. Tier might go down. The basic snack's not going to land from Xbalanque. Hades wants. He's not going to get it either. 3-12. Ao Kwang wants Hoonbots. He's going to blink away. Xbalanque wants that kill so bad. He wants it more than life itself, and he's not going to get it. Now going after Bacchus here, 10-3. The next kill on Burgundy will end it. Mantooth is pretty safe with 2 deaths.
Burgundy needs to pick up 2 kills on the Mantooth before either 2 more waves come through or before they lose a single member of their own. They need to make plays right now because with that big minion going down, literally the next wave will end the game. They need to engage. If they let this minion wave come up, Ra's going for it. He knows what he needs. He's ignoring the fight. He's going for the big minion. And he kills it. He ults the big minion to end the game. They let the wave come through. They waited too long to engage. Ra knew exactly what he needed to do, and he did it.
That's just understanding of how the matchup works. For those of you in chat who don't know, at that point, the big minion is worth 1 point in Arena. Ra sees they have 1 point left. He just disregards the entirety of Burgundy, goes for the big minion as a response. He ults it with Searing Pain and wins the match. We see Ra, played by Defoe, 1-2-3, absolutely picking apart the mechanics of this game mode and pulling out a victory. We see Burgundy going down to Mantooth. Mantooth will move on. Let's look at the damage numbers here. We see 22,000 there on Hebo, 16,000 on Hoonbots, 19,000 on Bacchus. In fact, Bacchus did more damage than Tier and Ra as well. So Bacchus doing work right now. But look, 6,000 healing on Ra. I mean, overall, Mantooth played that well, and it's amazing to see because 31,000 damage done on Xbalanque, 17 on Hades, 18 on Ao Kwang, and they had a 40-ticket lead in the beginning, and Mantooth, like you said, started picking the perfect targets. Xbalanque started that match very well, and then he turned around 4-9-13. In fact, at one point he was 0-5 because of the focus that Mantooth had. They knew Xbalanque was a big proponent for them. They shut him down. In fact, most of those fights they killed Kronos before we could even do anything.
They did a great job of focusing down who needed to be focused down. Like we were talking about, like you just said, Kronos, Xbalanque, Ao Kwang were the 3 that got picked out before fights even started. Tier would blink in, land the Fearless, and they had enough damage, especially with the Hebo and the Rod there, just their ones together with Tier's Fearless. The combination of ones, by our ones combined, Fearless, Water Cannon, and Celestial Beam, whoever I just picked up is dead. And they did that over and over and over and over and over throughout the match. As you can see, Xbalanque with 9 deaths, Ao Kwang with 9 deaths, Kronos with 7. They turbo-focused the targets they needed to die. Hades with 1, Hercules with 0. They wasted no effort most of the time trying to take down Hercules and Hades, the tanky targets. Whereas on the enemy team, you see deaths 2-5-3, 5-3, just spread all over. We saw so much focus going down onto Bacchus, onto Tier, onto these very beefy targets who don't really care so much about being attacked. I mean, it just came down to really target focus and communication. And of course, the patented Ra bot technique to end the game.
Ra is strong. And we saw that here today. So if you're looking at the brackets on the screen, Burgundy will be defeated. Mantooth goes forward to the semifinal round. Cornerstone is waiting in the running here. Tamland has already moved forward, defeating Public TV. Cornerstone is waiting on the results of Kind versus Tano. And we're going to see how that works out. And we're going to cut to a brief break. I was getting everything sorted out. We're going to come back, guys. And we'll figure out who wins this matchup, who doesn't, who goes to the finals. Best of 3. It's going to be a fantastic matchup, and as you can see, the closer and closer we get to the finals, the more and more understanding we have of the arena game mode, and this is just proving to be more fantastic than I could have ever hoped for as these players are playing this beautifully. We're going to a brief break, guys. We'll be right back. Code Green Black will continue. Code Green Black? Code Black Arena Tournament will continue soon. Stick around. Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. Oh, this? You want to know how you could win all this, and much, much more, huh? Let's get started. Introducing Divine Intervention, a charity tournament hosted by Tiermonster.com, with all proceeds going to American Red Cross to aid them in their global disaster relief efforts. 32 teams will be headed by community members and will compete in a standard